Hey, what's up guys? So today I want to talk about the Boox Tab Mini C. It's my favorite device of 2023. It's a color e-paper tablet coming in at about 7.8 inches, I believe, about $400 on Amazon, plus this case that I got for it, which I think is an extra 50 bucks. But the cool thing about this device is it actually runs Android with the e-paper screen, meaning it's a great tablet for reading and note-taking, but also runs Android, so you can get whatever apps you want on there for either of those uses or some other uses, which we'll go over in this video. I use this device to basically carry around my entire book collection, all of my notes. So we'll just go in order. First of all, the main obvious use of this device is for reading ebooks. Really great reading experience. It's an e-paper screen, which means the text is very clear. You can also, there's no backlight on this device, there's a front light, which you can turn all the way off. Looks great in well-lit areas, and the battery life on this is like insane. This can easily go for like, I don't know, I use it for several days without charging for a variety of uses. You also notice that this e-paper screen is actually color, which I think is a fairly new technology, which means if you turn the front light on just a little bit, you can go, and one of my favorite things to do on this device is to read color manga. So you can see, looks pretty incredible on this device. There is a little bit of ghosting you can see on certain areas. I don't find it too distracting, but there are some options that you can do. You can do a full screen refresh just very easily in the UI, which makes things, you know, really pop. You could also, I like this kind of scrolling view for my manga, but you can like go page by page. As I said, it's an Android device, so you can get kind of any apps you want on there for reading. I use C Display EX for reading my manga and my comics, but I don't know, there might be some other good options on there. This works for me. This device also has, you know, internet web browsers, obviously. So really your imagination is kind of, your imagination and the Android operating system is kind of the limit of what you can read on this device. You can go Wikipedia. I read a lot of Wikipedia on here, a lot of news, basically anything. Really nice for reading. Another thing I use this device for a lot is note-taking. It's got a pretty nice note-taking app on there. Again, you can probably find maybe a different note-taking app if you don't like this one, but this one's pretty good for me. You can write in different colors. I think the writing experience on here is really nice. It's kind of hard to show at this angle, but it's very smooth. It kind of feels like writing on paper. It doesn't feel like you're writing on a tablet. The feedback is a lot faster, which I think is because of the type of screen. I use it a lot for my Japanese study, so you can put like different backgrounds. I think it's a good mix between paper note-taking and virtual note-taking, because it feels like paper. The feedback's really nice, but you can also do cool things that you can only do like on a device like this, like move around your notes and stuff, which I really appreciate. I think it's pretty cool. And also undo, erase very easily. I just find it a very easy way to organize my notes. Another thing I like note-taking wise on this device is it has a completely flat back. I did previously have the Boox Tab Ultra C, I think it's called, which is the bigger, it's like 10 inches. I really preferred this size, and also that device had like a camera on the back, which meant you could not lay it flat on a desk without it like wobbling, which made writing really weird. So I think this is definitely a device for note-taking, and again, I just enjoy the shape of this. There is one issue that I encountered with this device. I've had trouble reproducing it on camera, but I have had some inaccuracy with writing up in this top left corner. That's actually why I have it flipped. I have the screen flipped vertically. So the power button is supposed to be on the top, but I've actually got it on the bottom here, and I just have the screen flipped vertically because I was encountering some weird inaccuracies in this corner. So I used down here more, so I went ahead and flipped the screen, so I wasn't always having inaccuracies in the bottom where I actually write. Your mileage may vary on that. Final kind of underrated aspect, I think, of this device that I don't hear a lot, it is Android, so you can just load like RetroArch on here and play games. Now, obviously, not every game is going to work great on here, but I find it a really good device for playing kind of DS visual novels. Just as an example, this is Professor Layton. You can see stuff with not a lot of movement, stuff with text that you read is really nice on here. It's a nice fit for the DS because it's kind of got the vertical screen, so you can display both screens. And as you can see, very playable. There is some ghosting, but you know, when you're playing a game like this, it's not really that distracting. You're more focused on the game. Obviously, this isn't going to work for games with like lots of movement on the screen. I think I tried Final Fantasy VII on here, and it didn't look too great. So your mileage may vary, but I still think there are a lot of games that you can play on this device. Again, the battery life on this device is like so crazy for something that you can play games on. You can go for days of Professor Layton. Another example of something that I think, you know, is a not horrible fit for here is some older RPGs. You can see here Pokemon Crystal running really well here. And again, just something you might not expect to use this kind of device for, but something that's enabled by the Android operating system on here. So in conclusion, I find this a really nice device, a really versatile device, really nice device for productivity. If you read a lot of books, you can carry your book collection in this tiny little form factor. If you like to take notes, you no longer need a notebook. You can also, you know, do all the cool virtual stuff with your notes. Maybe traditional Android tablet satisfies this. I find this more comfortable for reading and for note-taking. Like I said, the battery life is also great. I think the size is great. I think this is the best Boox tablet. It's got a beautiful screen, great size, great for travel. Again, I use this a lot for travel, and I'd really recommend it. Check it out on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description, and thanks for watching.